To the Planning Commission and the citizens of the City of Wheat Ridge, good evening. My name is Stephen Chung. I'm the Senior Vice President of SCL Health for Supply Chain and Real Estate. On behalf of SCL Health, I'm very excited to present our new hospital project and to seek approval for our site development plan. In my presentation, I will be covering 4 areas. First is providing background on SCL Health and the Lutheran Medical Center. Second, giving an overview of our proposed site development plan. Third, to discuss overall schedule. And lastly, provide some closing comments. I would like to start a conversation by providing background on SCL Health. We are a faith-based community healthcare provider. Who we are is reflected in our mission, vision, and values with a focus on serving our communities, especially the poor and vulnerable. Our commitment to the community is reflected in the community benefit we provide. In 2020, we provided $294 million of charity care and community programs across our system. SCL Health is headquartered in Broomfield, Colorado, has 8 hospitals and 140 plus clinics serving Colorado, Montana, and Kansas. Specifically to the Denver metro area, SCL Health has been serving the Denver community for nearly 150 years. Our first hospital, St. Joseph's, opened its doors in 1873. The last new medical campus SCL Health built was Good Samaritan in 2005. I would like to pivot our discussion to the Lutheran Medical Center. Lutheran has a long legacy in the community of Wheat Ridge starting in 1905. More details about the Lutheran Medical Hospital and the Lutheran campus. Currently, Lutheran has 400 hospital beds, employs over 1,500 people with 900 physicians providing services and 500 volunteers. We are the largest employer in the city of Wheat Ridge. Annually, we have 14,000 inpatients, 54,000 ER visits, 1,800 births, and 110,000 outpatient visits to our campus. Lutheran plays a significant role in providing community benefit programs to Wheat Ridge and the surrounding communities. We've partnered with over 200 different community organizations and Jefferson County to do community needs assessments to tailor our programs to meet the needs of the community. In 2020, we provided $41.8 million in community benefits. And most importantly, Lutheran provides quality health care. We are consistently recognized by various healthcare associations for our quality care. Shifting our focus to the overview of the SDP, location is defined as the Mill District within the Clear Creek Crossing Official Development Plan. This ODP and its companion design pattern book, along with the City of Wheat Ridge development standards and codes, are the basis for the design of the hospital and campus. We have worked collaboratively with the city staff and the Clear Creek Crossing Architectural Control Committee throughout the design to ensure we are meeting their vision for the development and all code requirements. We appreciate the guidance they have provided to us along the way and thank them for their support of the project. As explained in detail in Stephanie's staff report, we are proposing a new medical campus that will consist of a 210-bed hospital with a rooftop helipad, surface, and structured parking. A future medical office building will be developed by a third party and will be managed with a separate SDP. One of the key site plan elements is creating pedestrian connectivity. Internal walk and bikeways are planned throughout the campus, connecting parking to building entries and outdoor spaces, and linking to the public walks in the Clear Creek Crossing development and the greater community. As desired by the ODP and the City of Wheat Ridge, direct pedestrian connections from the medical campus walkways to the public realm are provided in several locations for cross-connection between adjacent uses. We are also excited about the connectivity to the regional trail system. There is a 10-foot wide trail connection between the heavily used Clear Creek Regional Trail to the north of the campus and West 40th Avenue to the south. To enhance the cross-connectivity as desired by the city, we are providing direct access to this new trail segment in several locations from the medical campus. The development Permitting of this connection has been underway for many months and was fully coordinated with the City of Wheat Ridge, and CDOT permitting is now complete. In terms of vehicular access, key features are main public vehicular traffic, shown in blue, provides clear access to the main entry as well as cross access to the adjacent parcels in the Clear Creek crossing. Vehicular flow is designed to separate ambulance traffic from the main public traffic. Ambulance route, shown in red, is located away from the apartment and close to the highway. The service corridor, highlighted yellow, are kept around the perimeter of the site. As it relates to parking, a total of 1,611 parking stalls are provided on the campus to serve both the hospital and the future medical office building. This count satisfies the medical center's peak parking demands based on national and regional parking metrics and cross-checked against existing parking counts at similar suburban and SCL Health community hospitals. In this view, we show the location of the rooftop helipad. The location of the helipad in the northeast portion of the campus is consistent with what was presented in our ODP amendment completed last year. And as been presented last year, the rooftop helicopter pad is the best location from a safety, noise, and clinical perspective. The design of the site landscape is in accordance with the City of Wheat Ridge requirements for open space and landscape, as well as the standards set forth in the ODP design pattern book for both the Mill District and the overall Clear Creek Crossing development. Landscape pattern materials and forms are inspired by the agrarian aesthetic described in the design pattern book and from the flowing movement of the nearby Clear Creek. The curving building lines are reflected in the landscape through paving patterns and plant forms that visually link the site and landscaping to the building. These same patterns transition beyond the medical campus boundary onto the public streetscape for visual continuity and is transitioned into the greater mixed-use development and neighboring apartments. The landscape is also used for visual screening to help scale the building to the pedestrian, emphasize important locations of movements, enhance wayfinding, and add visual interest and support the human health and well-being created by rich sensory experience. With a strong emphasis on sustainability, the planting palette is consistent with other districts in the ODP and has placed a higher priority on water-wise xeric plant materials that include native and adapted plant species for efficient irrigation. Outdoor spaces for staff, visitors, and all campus users have been identified throughout the campus to provide opportunities for expanded use programs and engagement with nature. The dining plaza with a variety of seating options is placed adjacent to the cafeteria to expand and enhance the dining experience and serve as a staff and VIP gathering venue. Adjacent to the dining plaza and near the main staff door to the building is a garden lounge. The smaller scale, heavily landscape is intended to offer a quiet place of respite for staff surrounded by nature. Landforms and lush planting separate these spaces from the surrounding parking and create a sense of enclosure, and the south-facing orientation captures the sun to create a microclimate supporting year-round use. To bring nature into the building, an open-air landscape courtyard is placed adjacent to the hospital lobby and cafeteria and in full view of all who enter the hospital. The multi-purpose space is surrounded by glass and plentiful access to invite patients, visitors, and staff to enjoy the garden court. Now, shifting our focus to the architecture of the hospital, first we realize the importance of having a beautiful, welcoming front door to the hospital. As a symbol of care and investment in the Wheat Ridge community, the curved form and the light-filled entry lobby embraces the public arrival, creating a connection that reinforces that sense of community. Second is the material connections. The material palette for the hospital is inspired by the agrarian themes laid out in the Clear Crossing design pattern book. Stone, glass, and metal panels are combined to create a contemporary state-of-the-art facility that is both well-grounded and open to its surroundings. The warm tones and natural materials will allow the exteriors to feel once comfortable and modern, further enhancing the link to the overall theme of the Clear Creek Crossing development. Open space connections. As we recognize the importance of nature in this setting, we have taken great care to ensure that the hospital is connected to the landscape, whether in the internal sunlit courtyard or the expansive south garden facing the cafeteria. The hospital will embrace the healing power of nature. And lastly, functional connections. Operational connectivity is very important to the success of any hospital. For that reason, we have located the parking garage and the first medical office building in close proximity to the hospital, allowing for greater functional flow of patients, visitors, and staff. An enclosed bridge above the busy traffic of the drop-off zone allows for a safer route for all users in this flow. Now, moving the discussion to the schedule and timeline. The initial plan development was submitted back in January 22nd. That has brought us to the Planning Commission today, May 20th. We're anticipating hospital construction begins in June 2021. Construction being completed Q1 2024, and first patient anticipated the second quarter of 2024. In closing, SEL Health and the Lutheran Medical Center remain committed to bringing quality health care to the residents of the City of Wheat Ridge and its surrounding communities with a new state-of-the-art medical campus. We will continue to be good citizens and partners to the City of Wheat Ridge. As it relates to the construction, we were also committed to the following to our new neighbors: comply with the city's allowable hours for construction, notify the adjacent neighbors in advance of more disruptive construction activities, and provide and distribute a 24-hour hotline call number to the adjacent neighbors to use for concerns or questions. This concludes my presentation, and thank you very much for your time and consideration.